what you're not seeing is a picture here, but you are seeing a picture, and no, I'm not going to go on another Coon Hunters thing. No, I'm not. What I'm finna talk about is something that I caught the other day when I was watching Phil from the Advice Show live stream on about this. Y'all all know who this is. Y'all know this is Charles Barkley. Let's just knock it out of the way right now. Y'all know this is Charles Barkley. You know, or I call him Coon Barkley. You know, he has a show out that he hosts, which came on during the NBA playoffs. It's called Race, as he talk about race relations in America. Now, I really didn't even bother watching. I only caught snippets of it on YouTube, to be honest with you, because remember, I cannot forget, this is the same Charles Barkley that back in 2013, who said that Trayvon Martin got what he deserved. This is the same Charles Barkley that referred to the residents of Ferguson and Baltimore as being scumbags. This is the same Charles Barkley who got out here and threw shade at LeBron James, saying that LeBron doesn't want to compete, and kept on saying stuff about him, but until LeBron had clapped back on him, and he did it very nicely too. But when this came out and I found out he was the host of it, I said, oh man, this motherfucker, he the last son bitch to be getting out here to be talking about race relations, as Shannon Sharp had said about him a while back during the Dez Bryant situation. If you want to talk about race relations in America, don't quote Charles Barkley. You know, and that's true. Well, anyway, I seen the one with Baltimore, and I seen Baltimore, the B-More residents rant his ass up out of there. Well, now he had a sat-down interview with, we all know who this is, people. We know this happens to be Richard Spencer of the alt-wrong, as Taurine Rain would like to say, of the alt-right movement, the alt-wrong. Let's just go with that. And head of the National Policy Institute. And I've been following Richard Spencer since January 20th, when he got sucker punched by a Spectator, which I still say that was staged anyway, just to get him more TV time and stuff like that. And it worked. And he even played Roland Martin dumbass to a T. You don't catch that one. I'll put the link in the description for that. And Jason Black had pointed it out the same as I did. You know, when he asked him, you know, when Richard Spencer asked Roland Martin, are you a man? Are you a black man? Or something like that. He said, no, I'm a man. I'm a Christian. And listen, Roland Martin came with some stupid shit. But Roland Martin hasn't been right since he did that little buck dancing he did for Hillary. So Roland Martin is not the topic of this issue. This interview is. So what I'm going to do, and I listened to the interview, and I'm going to tell you something. It is, let's just say it's eye-opening. And I'm going to tell you something. Better yet, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to play this right now. And I'm just going to let y'all, it's a two-part on it. So this is part one. So I'm going to just go ahead and play the audio for y'all to hear it.
Attorney Griggs is using social media to really push his activism. But others have been using the internet to spread divisiveness.
An attorney by the name of
one
Griggs.
group has pushed the agenda all the way to the White House. Meet the alt-right.
Donald Trump's election, a boon to the fringe movement known as the alt-right.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
That's Richard Spencer, who coined the term alt-right. Alt-right stands for alternative right. The alt-right movement has been hugely energized by the election of Donald Trump.
This is a fringe element that has effectively taken over the Republican Party.
Me and Attorney Griggs are going to meet with one of the leaders of the alt-right, Richard Spencer. Charles Barkley.
Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you.
Number one, I want to thank you for taking time.
You get to meet Charles Barkley.
The term term alt-right.
Yeah.
Tell me what that means.
I coined that term in 2008. The alt-right now is about identity politics in North America and really around the world.
Okay.
I want to maintain some coherence to peoples and cultures. I want a world of true diversity. I really do. I want Africans to be Africans. I want there to be an India in this world. So I want to maintain my culture. I want you to maintain yours. Where we are headed is towards a totally fragmenting, multiracial, multicultural, nothing country. It's a country without an identity.
Wouldn't you agree that the essence of American culture is that melting pot, is that coming together of people from other places?
The fact is, the United States of America, that is a white country.
Okay, let me stop right there. He said that the United States of America is a quote-unquote white country. Let me just put it for the record. White is not a nationality, nor it is a race. Okay? It's a caste, it's a status in the caste system of societal status. Okay? It's not a race, it's not a nationality. Neither is black, neither is Hispanic. And second of all, Richard Spencer, he understands the fact that that they're being phased out. That the so-called white race, or the Caucasians, I'm gonna just do it like that, being phased out. He's totally getting that. Let's just continue.
Anglo-Saxon Protestant whites, they defined the original America.
The only true Americans are Native Americans. So everyone else immigrated here either by choice or by servitude. African Americans have been here since the 1600s.
But we dominated.
Now, let me stop there. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just got to say this. I got to disagree with Griggs. He said African Americans been here since the 1600s. He basically saying that we only been here during slavery. These guys, these lawyers, are something else. So-called attorneys, are something else, because he's part of a bar association. If he would have known any better, if he did his research, he would understand the fact of the matter that we have always been, we've been indigenous here prior to slavery. You know, all you got to do, if you get the book, and I'm gonna leave the book and link in the description, Othello's Children of the New World, you know, Moorish Americans in the African American Experience by Jose Jackson-Bey, he will understand that. But I guess he don't, because see, we dominated the world on both sides of the continent. You know, ever since we went up into Spain in 711 and pulled Europe up out the Dark Ages, they were still living in barbaric times. We came in there and we civilized that. But for him to even say that, it's just totally asinine.
Yes, you enslaved. Okay.
All peoples enslaved and murdered other peoples, but white people were just really good at it. We were also really good at giving them rights and so on afterward.
It really bothers me when we talk about Hispanics. These people come over here, they work their asses off, they don't get paid, and they're working for white people. Now white people are coming back now and saying, we need to get rid of all of them.
Right. Look, I think they should just go home. We should have white people doing these jobs. But this idea that we're just going to bring in millions of day laborers and pay them $2 an hour because we don't want to get our hands dirty. I would rather hire black people, to be honest. They're Native American citizens. To do.
Boom. Boom. What did I just say earlier? Boom. Now, I'm going to speak to my Moorish brothers and sisters who I know what I'm talking about. Noble Drew Ali said over 100 years ago that he was going to make the European will tell the truth. Okay, Richard Spencer just hit y'all with it when he said, I just would rather hire black people because they're Native Americans anyway. Hello, I'll tell you. And if you don't believe me, You can look up the book that I mentioned, and you can also look up, it's an audio video right here on YouTube by the late great Ivan Van Sertima. They came before Columbus. You know the Olmec heads that were found like in Mexico and stuff? You know, that's where Stan Lee, that's the idea where Stan Lee them in Marvel Comics got the idea to create the Juggernaut from the Olmec heads. You know, myself and brother Ambassador Goodman Ill, we talked about that before. And on top of that, like, you know, Charles Barkley using Hispanic once again, like white, like black. That's not a race, that's an ethnicity. You know, that's the thing about it. And to all the ones being Latin descent who be racist toward us, all the ones that want to have a honorary quote unquote white card. Okay, this is a white man here. This is a white man here that just told y'all how he really feel about you. Let's continue.
First of all, let's get one thing straight.
Okay.
Do you believe in white privilege?
Yeah, white privilege is wonderful. I want to expand and deepen white privilege.
Alright, that's part one.
We are living at a time in which white people are losing social dominance day by day.
You're afraid of being marginalized, right? Welcome to what it feels like to be black.
You don't think white folks still dominating the world?
We do dominate the world to an extent. Look at the boards of directors of most corporations, tons of white people and Jews. Yes. But every day we hear, oh, isn't this great? There's more diversity in this corporation. Don't we need more people of color in films and movies? Isn't this wonderful? What is the trajectory? Where is the arrow pointing? The arrow is pointing away from white power. In my lifetime, what's going to probably happen is that I am going to become a minority in the United States. But what do I want for my great-grandchildren? I do want them to live in a white society, a European empire.
Now you hear that? One thing I could say so far in this interview with Richard Spencer, he's honest. And I'm not offended by it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not up in arms about it. None of that. Because you know why? Because I like my racist crackers open with it. Straight up in the face. Telling like, oh, okay, I don't like you because you black and da-da-da-da-da. I don't like you because you this and that, whatever. I'd rather have it like that than rather have these ones talking about saying, oh, I don't see no color. We all human. We all the same. And we're not. We're not.
Don't consider yourself a racist.
I would never say something like, I don't like black people.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's not what I'm about.
But you don't want me in your neighborhood.
Right. I mean, I think the country is fragmenting because at the end of the day, racial differences cannot fundamentally be breached, ever.
What?
Lots of people will come up here and talk about equality or opportunity or whatever. That's bullshit. I do care about power. Power is good.
Power is good if you're the boss or you're the slave owner.
I'm not going to help the situation by being a conservative that says, oh, I'm colorblind. We're all the same. God created us equal. That's bullshit.
Wait,
and you know, bullshit.
Hey, Richard Spencer right now, he's winning points with me. He's winning points with me right now. He's winning points with me. Because he calling out the same white people who be out here talking about saying that, you know, I don't see no color, we all one, we all the same and all that, you know, and they on both sides, whether they Democrat or Republican or whatever, you know. So he called him out. He's the only guy in Washington that's speaking out on that. I appreciate his honesty. And it seems like that, if you see the look on Charles Barkley's face right now, Charles Barkley's gotten his wake-up call. He got his nigga moment, and he just don't realize it. He too stupid to realize it.
Never helps.
You don't believe in equality at all?
No. Equality? No. That's nonsense. There's no equality in nature. There's difference.
You know, we don't want anything different in life than you do.
about that. You just want what white people want?
Yes.
Yes?
I want a good family.
Yeah.
I want a good job. I want my daughter to live in a world where she's like, doesn't have to worry about discrimination. That's all we want. But in your world, if you get your dream, you're going to kill our dreams. That's the problem. It's like you want to put your foot on our throats.
Welcome back, Charles Barkley.
All Charles is talking about, all I'm talking about is we want those 3 American values: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Sounds very Enlightenment. Kind of, I'm tempted to say faggy, to be honest. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
For 400 years, you've oppressed my people, okay? And the rhetoric you're spewing is more oppression. The generation I come from and the generations to come are not going to stand for that, because we're not going backwards. We're here now, whether you like the equality or not. And it's nothing that this country can do except for embrace their American values for every American and the millions of people that want to become American. So what needs to happen is the world as you see it right now, you need to start embracing the world where we see it, and we can come to some understanding where we can coexist. Okay? Because this is what's going to happen. Your great-great-grandkids are going to be brown. That disturbed me, that anybody who's interjected themselves into American politics the way he has does not believe in American values. And I think the world should know that that particular movement is not an American movement.
Obviously, I disagree. 100% wouldn't do it justice. 1,000% wouldn't do it justice. I tried to treat him with respect and dignity, which I did. But in my heart, I had some anger. I mean, it was frustrating and tough to listen to that stuff. I'm very proud to be black. I'm going to be successful for my ancestors. Because they went through a lot of crap to put me in a position to be successful. The idea that this type of racism still exists is sad, makes me angry. We got to get past all this division, because we're not going backwards, we're only going forward.
Okay, y'all. Like I said, doing when I was breaking this down, I'm not even mad about that with Richard Spencer, what he had to say. I'm really not mad about that at all. I'm really not. Because, see, I appreciate his open honesty. Like I said before, I said once, I say it again. I like my races to be open and straight up. No chaser. It's like Johnny Walker Black, what I drink. I like to drink it straight up with 2 cubes of ice. No chaser, no nothing. Just straight. Take it to the head. That's it. Take a shot to the head. Boom. And we go. You know. And it's the same thing I said 25 years ago about with David Duke. That I appreciate David Duke for his honesty. You know. Because see, when you got these it's the closet white supremacists, they're the ones I have issues with. They the ones who get out here when you hear a white person talking about saying, "Oh, I'm not racist," you know what I'm saying? I have a black friend. I'm saying my brother dated a Latin woman. I dated a black girl. I dated an African American girl, and so like this and all that and stuff. I like listening to rap music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you hear somebody of European descent saying stuff like that, that's a red flag that throws up in your head. You know, trying to speak the slang, the lingo, and all this other stuff like that. But see, the frequency they give off, you gonna know if they real or they not. And one thing I say about Richard Spencer, see, you got to understand something. See, white supremacy is on their last leg. They're on their last leg, bro. They're circling the bandwagons. And Richard Spencer understands that. He understands that they're already the minority and they're being phased out singly every day. Myself and Torian Rain had always said this. Phil the Nevada Show has said this. The Super Bowl 223 has said this. Ticket 78 Sports TV has said this. 93 Sports News has said this. That you look at what's going on right now. Their baby births are at a steady decline. White women don't even want to get pregnant anymore. Drug use, the heroin and opioid epidemic has reached astronomical levels, with them being the new face of heroin. And I just told you in my last video, #Savage45, of the heroin epidemic in Palm Beach County, here in Florida. Palm Beach County, which is mostly predominantly white. In upscale, upper white neighborhoods where you got the Fendi and Gucci shops and all this other stuff like that. They're being phased out. So see, Richard Spencer, he understands that. He gets that. He's on survival mode right now. Okay? They on survival mode right now. That's why you're going to see these continued attacks like what you've been seeing the past 8 years when Obama was there as president. How these murders of unarmed black men, women, and children by these race cowards. I don't call them soldiers. I call them cowards, pretending to be law enforcement. They're sitting up in the DA's office. That sits up in the judge's chambers. That evil cabal. That's why you see them doing what they're doing. Things like what happened with Kendrick Johnson. Two cracker boys killed them, who happen to be sons of an FBI agent. And then next thing you know, they turn around and steal their organs. They're dying out. They're dying out daily. Why do you think the movie Get Out reached $200 million? Because people opening their eyes. And this motherfucker here, his eyes, he just got his wake-up call. But be honest with you, subconsciously, I'm pretty sure Chuck is going home and he thinking about this, and he probably gonna look at his wife that look like Chewbacca in a different light now. He probably starting to realize and start to feel and realize that he is in that sunken place, and he has been in that sunken place for the past 35 years. Now, it's a few things I did broke down into there. When one thing Richard Spencer did say, that, when Barkley asked them that the majority of whites to control America, yeah, of course. Richard Spencer just told you how they control corporations, white Jew corporations, and when it comes down to diversity. And this right here proves my theory even more. When you got these trolls that want to come on my channel and they talk all that mess, talking about, well, black people can be racist too. Richard Spencer just proved that black people can't be racist. Okay? Corporations are white owned. Corporation, school, bank, they control the resources and all that, so they can go ahead and practice their racial practices. The white privilege that Richard Spencer talked about, that he wants to spread in everywhere. But see, it's not just attacks on black people too, because now that Trump in they going after everybody. They're going after Latinos, they're going after Arabs, they're going after Asians. Yeah, same, and to the Asians too that want to pass for being Caucasian. Yeah, y'all about to get y'all wake up call too. So see, it's not just us. Because to be honest with you, and I said this yesterday in my video yesterday, with Donald Trump, or should I call, well, I'm sorry, let me just do the new hashtag I started. According to what Savage45 has done, he's brought people a lot more closer together than you realize. The little barbs and all that, that's small potatoes compared to what's about to happen. They're being phased out. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing, as far as them claiming that the United States of America is white, well, yeah, it's a corporation. The United States is a corporation, not a country. Okay? Just like that Star-Spangled Banner is not the American flag. It never has been. That's why Colin Kaepernick took a knee and said he refused to stand up for the national anthem. National anthem written by a white supremacist, Francis Scott Key. So he's partly right about saying that the United States of America has been a white country. But it's not even a country, it's a corporation. America is a country. The United States is a corporation. Corporations have presidents. Corporations have banners, star-spangled banners, if you must. Look it up. He's right about that. You know, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not offended by Richard Spencer. I'm not offended by his honesty and all that. Yeah, you know, you could say like that, but see, but this boy here, you know, he got his nigga moment. But I still think he's still clueless as to what's going on. Because this man just told him that he don't want, you know, he don't want you moving up in his neighborhood or whatever like that. See, Charles Barkley bragged about how he got a nice big house and all this other stuff like that during how he was hating on Derrick Rose and, you know, so on and so forth. I mean, Charles Barkley has forgotten that when I watched him playing basketball during the NBA day, how he used to get out there and try to bully people around on the court. You know, how they referred to him as a thug. You know, got into a bar fight, throwing people out of a plate glass window, spit on the kid, got pulled over while driving drunk, pulled your pants down, told the Arizona State Trooper to kiss your ass. All this other stuff, man. That's how they go. And I'm gonna say something too. You know, and the same thing. This also says thing to these feminists, but to black women. Stop going fucking around with these fucking white feminists. They are not on your side. They have never been on your side, and they never will be on your side. They went around when black women are getting attacked. Just now, I had heard about in LA how the LA police had basically manhandled a crippled 70-something-year-old black woman because she sat on the wrong spot on the train. Once again, race cowards at their work, and they only gonna pick soft targets. They went at somebody like me, dog. I'm saying they would have got these hands very fast, and they wouldn't have been able to handle it. I call them race cowards because that's what they are, racist cowards. You know, but I do appreciate that the honesty that comes out of Richard Spencer and stuff like that. Although, yes, he's an idiot. Yes, he's a jackass. Yeah, he's an ignorant fuck. But us as a people, we need to quit looking to them to define who we are. As long as you have a very high self-esteem about you and you know who you are, this cannot take it away from you. Okay? So, you know, and especially with the sisters, you know, come on out with that self-hate, man. You know what I'm saying? When y'all start to try to want to make yourself more acceptable to their standards, no, fuck that. Let your natural hair rock. Rock your natural hair. Rock your Afrocentric culture. Embrace your culture. And that's the one thing he never denied. He said that. He said he want Africans to be Africans. He want them to embrace. He want you to embrace your culture, and they embrace theirs. Well, the only culture they got is them living in caves. Let's just keep it 100 right there. Okay. But like I said, I'm cool with that. I have no problem with what Richard Spencer say. Because I'm going to say something like now, to be honest with you. I sincerely believe, and I always believe this for the past 20 years, that I think integration was never about equality. That was about economic disparity. That's plain and simple. It was all about money. Because see, when it comes to them, we only matter to them when it's about green. Okay? Hell, you even look at the Aryan Brotherhood, the prison gang. They always talking about white power and all that, but them motherfuckers push heroin more than anything for money. Shit, they don't care. That's why some people refer to them as the heroin brotherhood. But that's the thing I get from that. And I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad. That's when I said that Savage 45 is probably the best thing that happened to black people, and it is, because he's bringing a lot of people a lot more closer than what you think it is. See, Charles Barkley is one of those coons. He basically got his nigga moment and don't realize it. And it's gonna be a lot more. I'm expecting it to come soon for Stephen Asinine Smith, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man known as Jason Whalelock, and a lot of these other. It's too many of them even to mention right now. It's hard for me to even keep track of them. But it was a very interesting interview, and like I said, he's the only one I see in Washington that's speaking up on that. Because like I said, look what they did in Virginia. How him and a whole bunch of other white successists came with torches and shit to protest them the city removing of a Confederate statue. A statue of a Confederate soldier. I think it was Robert E. Lee or whatever. See, that's what they try to bring back and all that stuff. That's what he wants to bring back. When he say make America great again, when they say make America great again, he bringing that old school, Savage 45 bringing that old school shit like that. But I do applaud Richard Spencer's honesty. Do I think he's an asshole and an idiot? Yeah. That's not going to leave me without one bit. But I'm glad that happened to Charles Barkley. I'm loving it every day. I'm loving it every minute that these coons and these bear winches are starting to get their wake-up call, their nigga moment about how they really feel. And the same thing go for the Latinos that want to pass for being white, particularly here in South Florida among the Cuban community who want to pass for being Caucasian. He telling you how he really feels about y'all. Same thing with 45. That's why he deported some of their behinds from over here. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, and I will be back with y'all tomorrow on maybe a follow-up on this on some other stuff. Just let me know.